Everyone, thank you for tuning in to today's micro lecture. We are going to do a few of these lectures on discounting. Now, discounting is different than compounding. With compounding, we are taking present money and moving it into the future. With discounting, we are doing that process in reverse. So we're going to start with a single sum and one compounding period per year. So looking at some definitions, discounting is simply the present value of a future amount when returns are compounded. And as I had said earlier, this is like compounding in reverse. Basically, we're just taking that same idea, but we're working from the future to the present. So if we took $10,000, invested it at 5% annually for 5 years, the future amount is going to be $12,762.82. Now, the present value of that future amount discounted at 5% annually for 5 years is $10,000. So in this case, we're taking the future amount of $12,762.82, discounting that, and we get today's value of $10,000. So here's the formula for the present value. All we're going to do is we're going to derive this from the formula that we've seen in past lectures. This is the formula for calculating the future value of a present amount. So in other words, this is the formula for compounding a single amount. It is future value equals present value times 1 plus the interest rate to the nth power. N is the number of compounding periods. And in this case, it's just the number of years. So we can rearrange this formula a little bit. We're going to divide both sides by 1 plus r to the n. And we are going to get PV equals FV divided by 1 plus r to the nth power. So if we want to do this as a kind of a division problem, I'll show you on the next slide. I like to convert this to a factor, but if we want to do it as a division problem, all we're going to do is put the future amount in the top of the division problem. So that's going to be our numerator. The denominator is going to be 1 plus r to the nth power. And that will give us the present amount. So as I said, I like to convert this to a factor. That's just the way that I like to do the math. So all we're going to do is take that present value formula, and we are going to separate the denominator and the numerator. So we're going to have FV over 1 times 1 plus r to the nth power. And we just write it as future value times 1 over 1 plus r to the n. So this latter part, this part to the far right, this is going to be our compounding factor, and we just multiply that by the future amount, and we get our present dollars. Let's do an example. So Steve is going to buy a house. He's planning on buying a house in 5 years. He estimates he will need $40,000 for down payment. Now, if he can invest that at 8% per year and that money's compounding, how much will Steve need to put aside today? So first thing is we're going to find our present value factor. We just take 1 over 1 plus 0.08, right? 0.08 is the 8% in decimal terms. And we do that to the 5th power, and we get a present value factor of 0.6806. And we're just going to multiply that by the future value of 40,000. That's going to give us 27,224. So that's what Steve will need to put aside today. Now, this math is very important because this is going to be the math that we use to value stocks, bonds, and real estate. And we'll go over some examples in subsequent slides, but this is the basic blocking and tackling that we're going to need for valuing investment assets. Well, thanks for watching. If you guys like these videos, if you're learning, please like and subscribe, and we will see you at the next lecture.